Good morning.
Morning, good morning.
Morning.
How are you guys?
Good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, we are waiting for a few more people to log in. So how's everything going with you guys? Give me a few minutes. Let me check with the other students. There's supposed to be, I think, 10 people today online. So how come they didn't log in yet?
Big group today. That's good.
Yeah. So let me just give them a quick call to check if they are having any technical issues.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, we're still
Morning.
waiting for a few more people to come over and just give maybe 1 or 2 more minutes before we start.
Okay.
When examining the market, is
Another 2 minutes, and if they don't show up, there's another 4, 5. Okay, they're starting to show up. Okay. Good morning, John. We should, I think, next time everybody should log in 5 minutes early. Good morning, John. How are you doing?
is muted.
Yeah, I'm just going to unmute John.
Your call.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First of all, before we start, I want to ask if you guys got any questions. I'm going to open all the lines one by one and see if you got any question before we start today's training. I just want to make sure that there's nothing that's holding you back. So just tell me any, or you can ask, feel free to ask any question that you might have. John disappeared again. So let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so let's start with Ruby. Ruby, any questions so far?
Yeah, I sort of need some, I believe that's not from the investor perspective.
Okay.
It is from the tenant buyer perspective.
Yeah.
Comparing ALP
Yeah.
and rent to own,
Mm-hmm.
how it is different to a tenant buyer.
Oh, it's a huge difference. It's a huge difference in terms of tenant buyer. With the ALP system, we try to make sure that the tenant buyer succeeds in purchasing the property. If you look at what's being practiced in the market with the rent to own or lease options, the seller is not really making sure or doing the calculation in a way. If you look at all the contracts, they are not making sure that the tenant buyer will succeed in buying. What happens is a lot of these people who are doing rent to owns, they don't have the end game in mind, and their only purpose is if the buyer succeeds in purchasing property, well and good. And if they don't, I have all the profits to me. In my teachings, I just want to make sure from day one that we do everything ethically. Because there's more than enough money you can make in a legal, ethical way by helping others than you would do any other way. So I'm just waiting for the other guys to log in. I think we're almost there. One or two guys are left. That's fine. We'll start. Any other question? Arun, if you have any question, I'll ask you to unmute yourself. Arun, Ruby, anything else you might have?
Yeah, one more question,
Sure.
from the last session, which we were discussing. And when we were discussing, with the ALP, that agreement with the buyer, basically tenant buyer.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, we did discuss something about the appraisal value.
Yes.
And my question here is, for example, if we have done an agreement with the tenant buyer for, say, at the end of 3 years, he is going to take over the property.
Yep.
Let's take the example, for example, the house in the beginning is $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Say we take the appreciation 5% every year.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of first year will be 525. At the end of second year will be 551, 250. At the end of third year will be 578, 812.50.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the figure which is at the end of third year.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of third year, for example, the property value, appraisal value comes to 650.
Yes.
There is a difference of 71,187. But why the tenant buyer will split that money when he already have an agreement?
Beautiful question. Beautiful question. I love that question, is because that's the difference between what's on the market and what we have. And under the rent to own, the tenant buyer does not consider the appraised value. There's no appraisal value taken into consideration. Only the fixed value is there. But the problem with that is, let's say, let's take your example. The client was buying for 500. They started with 500. What was the final calculation after the third year?
578 at 2.5.
578. And let's say the final purchase price was 578. If the tenant buyer is purchasing at 578, they have only 10% equity, or they don't have enough equity. What happens in majority of the rent-to-own cases is because they never planned for the buyer to succeed, they were maybe giving a $200 a month credit. What happens is, at that time, the tenant buyer is not able to purchase the property. They default, the seller ends up having everything, which I find is not the right way to do real estate. I want to make it win-win. I want to have a good name, and I want to make sure everybody wins. So the way ALP system is designed, by sharing the equity in the formulas that we have discussed with the seller, now the sale price is going to be 650, but with a bigger equity credit.
Oh,
So
okay,
let's say the sale price is 650 instead of 578. Now the down payment is inbuilt into the system, so the tenant buyer will 100% be able to purchase the property. So both parties win. Yes, we as investors make a little bit more profit, but the seller also, tenant buyer also wins, because now they are not losing all the down payment that they have saved up, all the credits, all the monthly extra additional payments that they have made. So they are not losing that. So this is a way to guarantee, to create a win-win situation and make sure the tenant buyer is 100% able to buy. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Arun, any question? I would like to ask each one of you if you have any questions before we start today's training. I know some of you just joined and maybe it's your first lesson, or it might be too technical. Don't worry about it. Some students are 1 or 2 weeks into the class and they might have a little bit more advanced knowledge than you might have. So, hey, Michelle, how are you?
Very well. Sorry, I was a few minutes late. I've been running around.
No issue, no issue,
Yeah,
no issue.
yeah.
But next time, please log in a few minutes early.
I will.
Okay, I know being a doctor is difficult for you, but just take out a little bit of time.
Sure.
Okay, John, I know you are still in India. Hey, John.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. How are you doing in India, right? Are you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still in Bangalore.
Okay, how's your, I know you had a surgery. How did it come along? Everything is good?
Yeah, I'm feeling better, thank you. Recovering.
Okay, I know you sifted through the material, and any questions?
You froze on my screen here, so I'm not sure if you're asking me a question or not, but
yeah, I'm asking the
anyway,
question.
thanks for having
Do
me
you
today.
have any questions to ask?
Hopefully you unfreeze here in a minute.
Okay, do you have any questions that you want to ask? Anything so far that you did not understand in the material?
Oh, sorry, Kermit, I'm having
You're having issue, I know.
freezing at my end.
No problem. Let's leave it to the end. And if you have any question, just write it on the side. We'll give you enough time to ask any questions. Anything else, guys, that you want to ask? So I'm going to mute all of you and let's start today's training. And my goal is very simple. I want to teach you the ethical way of doing real estate. You see, you can make money in real estate doing it the wrong way also. But the thing is that at the end of the day, you want to sleep peacefully. You want to have a good name, and you want to make sure you didn't take anybody's misadvantage or advantage of anybody, that did not misuse the knowledge that you had. So please make sure that you follow as much of the rules as possible. I prefer doing 100% ethically, very simply, because there are more than enough techniques I'm going to teach you to make money in the right way. Okay, so let's start today's training. I'm going to share my screen and we'll ask questions in the end. And if there's any questions you do not understand, please feel free to ask any question that you might have. Never be afraid of asking any questions. I'm here to answer all. You can email me, you can ask me on spot, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start. So let's talk about what are these elements that need to be there in order for an investment to be very effective, very profitable. Because for us to invest in real estate, number one thing we want to make sure is that my investment is safe, is profitable, that I'm making the money, and I'm 100% not going to lose my principal. So a lot of different techniques exist in real estate. There's no such thing as the one system fits all. So what I'm going to teach you is one of the best strategies out there that have worked out. And so let's look at the things. Any contract, any deal that you do has to have these 10 core elements when you're doing investment. Number one is time, capital, effort, risk, market condition, multiple streams of income, profitability, principal safety, and guaranteed return. You have to consider each of these 10 facts. Each of these 10 elements must be there in order for you to make an investment safe and secure. So it's very important to look at each. So you want to make a list of, when you're looking at each investment, does this fit our criteria? And we're going to discuss each of these points in details and explain why we are doing that. Okay, so number one thing is sustainability. The system that we designed, when I was investing, when I started investing, I wanted the quickest, easiest, safest way of making money in real estate. Okay, how can we make the most money without taking the risks? I don't care, how lucrative a deal is, how good an opportunity is, but if there's a chance of losing the principal, it's hazardous, or it's not, I'm not interested in that deal. So key thing is sustainability. How sustainable is the system, your investment system? How long-term can you take this investment system? Okay, a lot of people do different types of investment. The problem with those investment strategies, for example, fix and flips and all that, they're profit-driven. And when you're profit-driven, it may not be sustainable. So we have to look at the holistic view of each investment. And that's what I want to teach you, that the system that we created is very holistic. It protects you. It protects your profitability. It gives you safe and secure way of investment. So like strategies like rentals, fix and flips, lease options, speculative construction, equity leveraging, multiple unit investing, land development. These are some examples of the unreliable types of investments. They are all profitable. I'm not saying that they're bad. All I'm saying is there's always a better system. There's always a safer way of doing. We are going to live only one life. I want to live it safe and secure, and I want it to be profitable. And I want to have the least amount of headaches in my investment career. So that's the way I look at my investment strategies. And that's what I would prefer. When you are doing your investments, you want to make sure that you're looking at those. So the ALP system that we designed, our goal was one simple thing. how can I do the safest, easiest way of making money and make it big? The idea was to make big money. The idea was to make it quick money without taking all the headaches, without taking all the different types of problems that are coherent, that are predictable, that happen in the real estate investment world. How can we avoid that? Okay. So number one factor is time. In real estate investing, time is money. It's actually in life as well, means time is money. Does the strategy that you're going to apply require as little time as possible? A lot of people do fix and flip, but it takes their daily 8-10 hours, and then it might take them 6 months before they can flip a deal. Basically, it takes away their lifestyle. I'm not in favor of that. It's still profitable strategy, but I think there are much better strategies out there for making better money without having to take that kind of time out and without requiring that much time and investments. So time is more precious than money, because money we can produce, but we cannot produce time. So finding properties, negotiating them, signing contracts, managing assets, they all require experience and time. And remember, one thing is not all investment opportunities are same. A lot of people, when they're starting in real estate investment, is they say, okay, I'm a real estate investor and I'm going to do the deals. But in real estate investing, there might be 20, 30 different strategies. Not every strategy is equal. So as a real estate investor, you want to make sure you're picking and choosing the right type of strategy. A lot of people make a blunder. They invest too much time on doing the things that they don't need to do. Because number one thing, they're not willing to delegate. Number second, they're not willing to learn from their own mistakes even. They get into it so deep that they forget what their end goal is. So successful real estate investing requires the least commitment of time, means you want to reduce the amount of time you're spending on each deal while increasing its profit. Because the more time you devote to one deal, the less time you're going to have for the other deals. So the key thing in our strategy is I want to spend as little time as possible, take as little risk as possible, and still make the highest and best profits. Do such deals exist? Absolutely. We're going to show it to you, and we're going to prove it to you, and we're going to help you do those deals. Okay, the questions you want to ask yourself: would your investment take a lot of time? How can I cut the time that I spend on each transaction? How can I make the most of OPR, means other people's resources, which includes OPT, other people's time, or other people's money, other people's resources, other people's OPE, other people's efforts. So taking a leverage in real estate is very, very important. Understanding how to leverage others, other people's resources, other people's money is a very key factor, which you must understand if you want to succeed big in real estate. You cannot succeed in big real estate with your own money. It doesn't matter. You have 1 million, you have 5 million. There's a limit. You can do 5 deals, 10 deals, and that's it. Then you had the roadblock. So knowing how to use other people's resources is a key factor that you must learn, which we'll be teaching you. Capital. Number 2, capital. How much capital is required? Do I have enough access to the capital for the given projects? Okay, so you want to make sure you have access to the capital. You want to make sure that the strategy that you are applying requires the least amount of capital, because there are a lot of creative ways of doing deals. Normally, I prefer doing deals when I walk away with money at the time of the transaction. I don't like investing my capital. I like preserving my capital for when I cannot have access to money, or when I cannot, or when there's a situation where I need to make higher returns, or I prefer using my capital there as backup. I prefer using other people's resources very simply because I can get better rates of returns on those investments. As the saying goes, capital makes the world go around. Capital really opens the doors to a lot of opportunities, because once you have access to capital, it opens up your mind to a lot of possibilities, because otherwise a lot of those opportunities, even if we have them, we are kind of afraid of touching them, or we are kind of saying, oh, it's out of my reach. But once you have access to capital, it's very easy for you to move forward, because now you know the game and you have the cards to play it. So the question that you want to ask is, how much capital is required for closing costs, for purchasing the property, etc.? And do I require any capital for renovations? Is there any investment capital I needed? How long my capital is going to be locked in? And when will I get access to my capital? How fast can I have the exit strategy? So key thing to planning when you're buying an investment property is you want the exit strategy planned right away. You don't want to have only one exit strategies. The way we will teach you is you want to have 3-4 exit strategies, because one strategy may not work. The circumstances, the market may change, and you may get stuck if you have only one strategy. I'll tell you about fix and flips. A lot of people do fix and flips. They buy a property, then they put a lot of money into it and renovate it. And when the times come for selling, that's the only time they're going to make money. If that's the only time, and what if the market goes down? What happens? Now they're forced to sell a property or to hold on to it. So it becomes highly risky. It becomes risky. So key thing that you'd want in your strategy is, how safe is my capital? Because if your capital is safe, you will play long-term. You will be able to play long-term in real estate business. Okay, the next thing is effort. Okay, how much effort is required? Does this strategy require the least amount of effort? So you want to do the things in such a way that it requires least amount of your effort. Because the least effort that you have to commit to one project, the more time you will have, the more availability you have towards the other projects. Okay, hard work does not equal to smart work. A lot of people say, I'm a very hardworking guy. But hard work is not intelligent work. So when in real estate investing, it's very important for you to look back, stand back, and design your life. Okay, we'll discuss this in detail. How we design our life is that you want to take out time and plan your future. You want to plan, say, where I want to be in 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years. And then plan a roadmap for going there in the shortest possible way. If you work hard, people who work hard tend to forget sometimes the planning part. What happens? They're so busy working hard that they forget to plan, what is there a better way of doing the same thing? You see, like, you can work hard, but are you creating value? Like shoveling holes in your backyard is not going to make you a millionaire, although shoveling holes is a hard work. So that a lot of people also do not understand, especially renovators, what is the distinction between the market value and perceived value. So understanding how much should I invest and how much should I invest in a property to upgrade it is very, very important. in the system, we are going to teach you how to spend the least amount of time and effort to get the most value. That's very important because I want to spend the least amount of time in a deal and least amount of effort and get the highest profit. So the questions that you're going to ask yourself is, does this investment necessitate a significant amount of time and effort? Does it require that much time and effort? How can I lessen my effort? How can I, outweigh the effort required? How can I leverage? So it's very, very important. Otherwise, what's going to happen is, as a real estate investor, you're going to burn out. If you do not work smart, you're going to burn out because you will purchase a property and then you will, if you are not well planned out, you will burn out. The next thing is risk. How can I minimize the risk in the property? So these are all the questions you will be asking before doing any deal. And we'll be showing you how to answer these questions in the right way so that all these, and a lot of investors, I can tell you very simply, do not take a look at all these elements. What they do is they look at the price and they purchase the property because they are so excited about the property, about the investment, that they do not look at all these elements. And what happens is they rush into the game. So understanding all this, you see, high return does not equal to high risk. People have been sold by these companies or by all those gurus out there that in order to make high returns, you have to take high risks. If you want to invest and get a low risk, your yield will be low, your returns will be low, which is absolutely not true. I take least amount of risk in my investments and still make the highest profits. Very simply because I do not believe in this. This is a hoax which has been sold by companies because they want to sell you their junk. They want to sell you what they have so that you can purchase from them. So in the system that we designed, we are looking at high returns with the least amount of risk. The other thing you want is, a lot of people want to invest, but they forget one thing, is the control. The person who has the control over the investment wins. So if you invest your money in RSPs, you invest your money in stocks and shares, who has the control over that investment? It's not definitely you, unless you're a director of the company you're investing in. Okay, even if you're the director, there's still a lot of other factors which are affecting. You may not be the only influencer in that. So it's very important to look at your investment in such a way, how can I have the most control over my investment? And if you have the highest level of control, you will definitely have the lowest risk, because you will be able to maneuver, you will be able to shift, you will be able to generate profits. So that's what we're going to teach you. How can we have the highest degree of control over our investments and generate higher profits? So the question you want to ask very simply, is this investment risky? How risky it is? Is it within my tolerance level? Okay, the tolerance level, the risk level of each investor is going to be different depending on their, digestive system and depending on how experienced they are in terms of real estate investment. And my goal as your mentor is very simply, I want you to take out majority of the risk out of a deal if you want to have a sustainable, real successful career in investments. So does this investment comes with any collaterals or any guarantees? Is there a well thought out exit strategy? Not only one, but several. Do I have plan A? Do I have plan B? Do I have plan C? Do I have plan D? You have to think about it before you purchase a property. Because if your exit strategies are well planned out, your risk level will be way low. Because you know what's the worst case scenario will happen. What are your choices if anything goes wrong? Because nobody can really control the market. We are all vulnerable to all the market whims, but how can I have more control so I have the least effect of it? What are the best way to reduce the risk as much as possible? And that's what we're going to look into. Next thing is value. Is there enough value for all the parties involved? You want to create or you want to do the deals where there's enough meat in the deal. There's enough for all the parties involved. Get-rich schemes always fail. I do not personally believe in get-rich schemes. If your system is not based on fairness, is not based on win-win strategy, is bound to fail. Okay? If your system is biased, your investment strategy, your system is biased, and you are just thinking of, okay, I'm going to take advantage of this seller or I'm going to take advantage of this buyer, you will not succeed long-term. The only way to make a sustainable long-term wealth is by creating a system which is fair and win-win. And please rest assured, if you stick with me long enough and if you learn what I'm going to teach you, you will find the system is there. There's a way to make money in real estate without having to play unfair. Okay? So you want to learn, number one thing is, how can I have, deliver the most benefit, deliver the most value to others? If your system is based on delivering value, like for example, Amazon, what does Amazon do? It's the most client-centric company in the world. And that's why they are one of the biggest company, in fact, the biggest company in the world. Very simply, because their focus is on the end consumer. So similarly, our business, our purpose is our clients are centered, and we want to make sure we're benefiting them. So this system will allow you to do that. So you want to use your knowledge, but please do not misuse it. The question you want to ask about the value is very simple. Okay, does this strategy benefit others? Is the system that I'm going to apply, is it fair to others? Is it helpful? Is it just and equal? Does that create any win and lose situation? If it's a win and lose, walk away. There are enough deals out there that way you will be able to create win-win situation. Please do not have a scarcity mindset. If you have a scarcity mindset, you're going to come across that kind of deals. If you have abundance mindset, you're going to have lots of deals and you won't have to worry about those. So please start believing in it. We'll prove it to you as we go along. The objective of your real estate investment is, how can I take somebody's life from where they are and put them in a better place? And if you can focus on that one simple criteria, your investment career is going to be a lot more simple, lot more easier, and it will be way easier for you to make the decision, not just based on money. Market conditions. Will your strategy work in any up market, down market, stagnant market? Will it be still profitable? That's what you want to look at. will I still make profits no matter what? So a lot of people, a lot of investors, they make money only up markets. Some investors, they make money only in down markets. So depending on their strategy, the strategy that we're going to teach you will work no matter what the market situation is. So you should not be having your investment strategy based on the market fluctuations. So if you believe that you can only make profit when it's up market or down market, you're misinformed. You can make money in any market. And the other thing, that mistake that a lot of investors do is they want to diversify. They want to invest in everything that's out there, and because they believe in dollar cost averaging. I personally do not believe in that, very simply because if you are investing in a lot of different types, or even in real estate investing, even if you jump from one strategy to another, you are never going to be an expert in one typical strategy. My advice to you, all of you, would be very simple. Focus on one or two strategies, become the top-notch experts in your market, that you become the go-to person for every damn deal in that market, and you will make tons of money. And that's what we will focus on. Our goal is very simply, I cannot teach you, 30, 40 strategies in a matter of 2 months, but I can make you masters of one or two strategies. And if you just focus on the top-notch best strategy that's out there, and we just go after that and become the top-notch experts, we will make money. So you will make money, and that's what you want to do, because that will make your life easy, and it will make your deals way less risky than they would be otherwise. Okay, so the next thing is you want to ask these questions. Sorry, hello? Yeah, you want to attend that? Are you attending?
Sorry, what was that?
I'm on the seminar. Are you attending that? Because I didn't see you.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
okay.
Is it on right now?
It's on right now.
Okay. Give me
Okay,
yeah, just go
okay.
ahead.
Okay, one of the students calling. So that's what you want to do, is you want to make sure that your strategy will work in any market condition. Is it safe if market volatility happens? Is there a long-term way to profit from the deal? What's the size of your investment? Are you working in a niche, or are you working on a global level or bigger level? So those are the things that you want to consider. The next very, very important factor in real estate investing is the multiple streams of income. A lot of people do learn a lot of different investment strategies, but the problem with those investment strategies is that they have maybe one or two income streams. Once you're focusing on one or two income streams, and if anything happens in the market, you lose your profits, or you may not make the profit that you were expecting. And if that happens, now you are kind of stuck in the market, is because you don't know what to do. You don't know how you can profit from the deal and how you can make it happen. Just give me one quick second to see if the guy is joining. If not, okay, I'm good. Okay, so your strategy has to be based on that you want to have the most possible ways of making money in a deal. So the system that we'll be teaching you has a lot of different streams of income. It adds more stability to your investments, and it gives you a bigger control over your investments. Because if one technique does not succeed, one way does not succeed, you still have the others. One income stream does not happen for any reason, you still have the others. So having multiple streams is an essential factor for any real estate investor if they want to come full time, or if they want to, have replace their current active income. Building multiple streams of income is very, very important. The main difference between the wealthy and the rich is wealthy know how to create money and create generational wealth, while the rich people do have money, but they may not know how to create generational wealth. Okay, so in our system, we are going to show you how to have multiple streams of income without exposing yourself to the risks. So the questions you want to ask is, does this investment create multiple streams of income? How many income streams does it have? How solid are those income streams? And that's also a very important factor to check. What are the fallbacks? What are the chances that any of those income streams may not work out? How big are those income streams? You may have income stream, but if they're too minute and they're not significant, they may be meaningless. So you want to make sure that each income stream is strong enough to add on value. How sustainable are they? Will they last if the market goes up and down or stays stagnant? Profits, very important factor. That's why we are all investing. We all want to make money. Okay. The key thing is, do I have enough profit in a deal so I can take care of all the parties, all your power team, all you need to pay your mortgage broker, real estate agent, or whoever, your lawyer, or all the parties that are involved with you. You want to make sure there's enough profit in the deal. You see, distressed properties are all over. They doesn't matter what the market situation is. They are always distressed owners in any market, in any city. Distressed owners exist because of their personal problems. So what we are looking at is we are looking for distressed owners, but not the distressed properties. So there's a distinction between that. A lot of fix and flip people, a lot of real estate investors, they look for distressed properties. When you're looking for distressed property, you may be looking for problems. Sometimes it will work to your benefit, sometimes it may not. Okay, so that's what you want to look at is, I'm looking at a distressed owner where I could purchase a property below the market. So buy low and sell high is possible in any market, doesn't matter what market you are. That's what you want to learn and make sure that's what you're doing. So the questions you want to ask yourself is, what's the anticipated profit out of my investment? How much profit is expected? How much profit will be realized? Am I walking into equity? Is there any walk-in profits? Principal security. This is one of the most important things that I want to focus on as an early investor is you want to make sure that your capital is never put at risk. Of course, every real estate investment and every investment has risks in it, but you can take measures to minimize that risk or almost eliminate it if you follow the system that you safeguard your capital. So economic downturns like this, like COVID-19 and all that factors, they happened. And if you don't have enough equity, if you don't make profits the day you buy, or if you are not walking into equity, what happens is if the market changes, there's a high chance that you will lose or you will have a negative equity. So our goal is when we are purchasing property, when we are buying anything, we want to make sure that we have kind of weathered ourselves against all these possible risks. And that's what we want to look at. So buying below market really adds an extra level of security. So that's what you want to do. So it acts as a buffer against any market dips or any market situation, any market drops. So you want to ask yourself questions. Is my capital protected against losses? Is there enough equity to protect against dips? Is there any way of adding the security to protect my investments? So we'll show you a lot of different ways how you can add security to your investment in order to eliminate the risk of capital. So next thing you want to look at is when I'm investing in a property, is there any guaranteed return? I know it's hard to say any guarantees in real estate investment, but you can design your investment in such a way that it will safeguard your returns. So when investing, when thinking of investing, when learning the strategies that we'll be teaching you, you want to understand that you are doing everything to safeguard the returns. So guaranteed returns, it's never a simple process to buy any investment strategy or to look for an investment strategy. It does take a lot of research. It does take the system that we have developed, but you have to put in the time and effort that's required. But the way we have developed the system is we have taken all the factors that we have taught you above to take into consideration so that your real estate investment is as safe as possible, is as profitable as possible, so that you can get the best returns. So the question you're asking is, are my returns kind of guaranteed? I know there's no guarantees in life, but there's a way to make them safer and secure. Is there any collateral to safeguard the returns? What are the collaterals? How solid are those collaterals? Okay, are the returns expected no matter what happens to the market? How good are those returns? What's the time frame? When can I expect those returns? So that's basically it, guys. That was today's training. And so I want to get back to all of you and ask if you have any questions. So I'm going to open the lines. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Michelle, any questions? Sorry, I'm not hearing you. I think you got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How important is the geographically the market you're focusing on, and should you focus on just one geographical market or multiple markets based on the deal?
I prefer one geographical market. The geographical market has to be big enough, but do not ever over diversify yourself. Do not spread too wide. It has to be within your reachable area. That's what I try to do. So when my focus in your real estate investment strategy will be, let's say we'll invest within 100 kilometers of you. Okay, so that it's close enough, 1 hour drive or hour and a half drive max, but it's kind of falls under to one geographical area so that we could still benefit from it. So the idea is not to go too far, because as I said, distressed owners do exist in every single market
Mhm.
because they are distressed due to their personal problem. They may be facing divorce. They must have lost a job. They might have disease, or they might have death in the family. There might be other personal problems, or their credit score might have gone down. There are a million reasons that are out there that they're distressed.
Okay, so the location or the focus on geography is more important than the actual deal.
And I wouldn't say that. I think all deals can be profitable. There are a lot of profitable deals in any given market.
Okay.
As far I invest in 23 towns alone in Ontario.
Mhm.
Towns
I
and
think
cities.
I think my question is more like, could this be done virtually if you happen to be outside? the
Absolutely,
geographical-
absolutely. So it's all about your comfort level. I invest foreign across. I invest in US also. So it's a different, once you reach a stage where you're comfortable, you know the system, you know how to invest properly, then you don't, then your geographical area expands with your
Okay.
knowledge. But in
Okay.
the start, I would keep it within a reachable distance.
Mhm.
And once your knowledge expands, once your comfort level expands, then we can go further.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. John, any questions?
I have
No.
heard. Hello.
Okay.
I have
Who is this? Is Joseph?
Binod, yes.
Yes, yes, Joseph.
I have heard it, like, I don't know if it is a myth or anything like that. Every day, every month, every year, the property value is going up, market is going up. So if you wanted to make profit, you need to invest earlier. Earlier, the better. Could you come?
Yeah. So in real estate investment, a lot of people come and ask me is, when should I start investing in real estate? The answer is today. Okay. Doesn't matter when you start, you're always going to make profit. The key thing is, how are you, if you want to start investing today, what measures are you taking to make sure that investment is safe? It doesn't matter whether right now the market is hot all over North America or all over the world. In fact, market is hot everywhere because every government has dumped the interest rate. The lending is so cheap these days, it's like free money. So people who have excellent credit, people who have access to money, they're borrowing like crazy to buy these properties because they want to grab. But the tsunami is still on the way. There's a big wave of defaults going to come in the coming months and years. And it's going to last for a few years, very simply, because this effect that happened, the COVID-19 pandemic that happened, has affected a lot of people fundamentally. A lot of people who are working from offices, they are never going to get back their jobs. It's going to take them a lot of time before they can accommodate and kind of be rehirable and or retrained, because a lot of these jobs are going to migrate because the employers have got already used to having people work from home. So whether they're working here or whether they're working from India or Philippines, or doesn't matter. So a lot of these jobs are going to be lost. And if these jobs get lost and those people do not train themselves, or they are not versatile enough, they are not going to find enough jobs to come back and pay for their mortgages. So we expect a lot of defaults, and that's going to happen. So yeah.
If the market potentially may be going down, so is it today is the best day to invest?
Yes, it's always the best thing, I can tell you. Okay. The reason for that is you see, when I say it's always the best day, I didn't say invest in the hottest market. There's always a low market where you can purchase. There's always somebody in distress where you could purchase. Even in a hot market, there are people who cannot pay their mortgages. Okay, when it's hot, it may be, 50% of the people have money, but what about the other 50? Okay, when you see a lot of people get scared. Oh, it's a 5% unemployment rate. It's a 7% unemployment rate. It's a 9% unemployment rate. But what they don't look at is 91% is still employed. So if there's a 9% unemployment rate, that means 91% are paying their bills because they're employed, 9% are not paying. So the market reality for these two groups is different. The person who's unemployed, for him, it's not a hot market, it's a bad market. Because he's not in the job and he's not, a lot of people, because they are sentimental. One thing I want you to learn in real estate is please do not be sentimental in real estate investing. Do not get attached to your property. If you start falling in love with your properties, you're going to make mistakes. Just take it as a stepping stone. Okay, do not fall in love. Even if you buy a beautiful house, beautiful condo, do not fall in love with it. Because the moment your emotions take over your brain is going to say stop working and you'll make a lot of mistakes. So in my real estate investment, I want everything to be scientific. I want everything to be systematic. I want to make sure we're investing in a way where emotion is out. We are emotional in the sense that we are caring. We're caring for others. We want to take care of others and we want to take care of all the parties who are working along with us. But when it comes to property, we are not emotional. We are very fact-based. So you want to make sure your investment strategies are that way. John, any questions?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Arun, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question about should we hire VA?
Absolutely. If you want to take your real estate game to the next level, you would need VAs. You will need VAs, but in the initial stage, you don't need.
Not right now.
Not right now. Till you have at least five properties, you do not need a VA. I would not advise increasing your expenses unnecessarily, because in order to have a VA, a virtual assistant, you need to know the game first yourself. If you have not invested in few properties and you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know what is the deciding criteria, it's going to be very difficult for you to train your VA. And if you are not a master at your thing, your VA is going to be dictating their terms or doing the things in the wrong way. It will be just a waste of money. So my simple advice is very simply hold on to everything. Do not rush. Very simply learn the system, master it, have few properties under belt. Once you have it, now you want to take the game to next level. Absolutely no problem. We have a system where we train the VAs for you. Okay, so we will train the VAs, we will educate the VAs. You give us a VA, we will train them. And that system does exist.
Okay, but the problem is finding the first property, I guess.
It's not difficult. It's not difficult. I still have not received from you. You see, you were supposed to decide on your name that you want to use.
Yeah, I'll
You
do that. I'll take care today. Yeah.
okay?
I
You
know.
can't. I cannot help you unless you're willing to help me.
Sure. I
Okay,
know. I
you want to
understand.
make sure when I ask you for something, I want those have things, because unless we can launch the campaign, unless we can launch your system, your funnel system for
Okay.
generating leads, nothing is
Sure.
going to come through,
Okay.
because you see nothing in, nothing out. Okay, so you have to come up with the names that you want to use, the websites that you want to have. So there's a form that I will be, I think, emailing to the rest of you, is that you want to fill up that form, you want to decide on the name, you want to decide on everything that you want to do. and whatever small subscriptions or to the CRM or websites or hosting that will need, you will have to take those are minor expenses, but I need to be able to build a system for you.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
the
I'll take
beauty
that
about
from
our training is we are building up the system for you. Now you can use that system to take the game to whatever level your hunger is. If you want to
Right,
have
right.
5 properties a month, beautiful. Put enough effort into it, you will have 5 properties. You want to do 1 deal a month, that's fine too. You want to do 1 deal a year, that's fine too. So you can adjust the system as you want. So your goal is very simply, we are providing you a system that's very scalable. Okay. We are getting like hundreds of leads every month because I invest a lot of money into the properties very simply. And that's what we want to do. That's what you want to take your long-term goal. Okay. Like alone this week, I think I got 30 inquiries. Okay. Can I do all? No. So I want you to have that system. You will be able to produce in your given market those deals. And the worst case scenario, guys, I always want to be upfront and standing behind you as much as possible. I want you to learn the system. Once you learn the system and still you are not succeeding, we are here to back you up. I'll give you my deals to do if you do not succeed. That's the worst case scenario. But I don't want you to jump to conclusions and say, oh, no, I can't find the deals and that's it. I'm not going to do the effort.
Okay. Sure.
Then it's a short term. Then you're looking short term.
Right.
Okay? Because I want you to become independent of me. I'm here for you. Okay? If you want to stick with me long term, absolutely no problem. Okay? But it's going to cost you money every time I'm here. So I want, my system is designed in such a way, it's designed to make you independent in a matter of 2 months. Okay, in 2 months, you will know how to look for properties, you will know how to find the deals, you will know how to find buyers, you will know how to find investors, everything. Any other questions?
I have one quick question.
Yes, go ahead. Ladies first.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in the group. This is our first day. My name is Soumya. You guys are all amazing. Thank you. My question is, in your opinion, is this the buyer's market or seller's market? Or
You see,
like, imagine like I have a property and I buy, like just for an example, I see the market value is going up compared to like 2 years before we buy. And maybe, as you said, in the 6 months, we're going to see some side effects of the, the COVID-19 or whatever. It's going to affect the market, like we or kind of think it that way. So in your opinion, do you think like we should sell it? Just like a general question, right? Not like personal
okay,
question.
I never give advice on such a kind of little information. Very simply, it's a layman's point of view. Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? No, in real estate, there's never a market for selling. If you want to sell, you want to purchase the next property with that money.
Yeah.
So the only reason you will sell in the real estate is because you want to use that equity, you want to use that money and buy maybe 1 or 2 more with that. If that's the case, it's a good time to sell. If that's the case, that's a good time to sell. If you're just thinking, oh, it's a high market and I want to sell, if you want to sell because of that, you will be shocked after 2 months, the price has even gone higher.
No, like generally,
okay.
like
so remember the fact that even if the worst case scenario, I think in the worst case scenario we had a 9% unemployment rate and people were getting shocked and saying, oh, there's an unemployment of 9%. Remember, 91% was still employed. So it doesn't matter what the market is in Canada, especially. We are way safer in terms of real estate investing than in the US, because US has a lot of laws where it's become so speculative. people want quick buck, and there's a lot of big money out there, all these funds and all that. They have crazy amounts of access to funds. So it market becomes so speculative, and which does not exist in Canada. Canadian lending is very conservative. So we will not see those kind of fluctuations that you see in the US. So the market here will not see big dips. Even if the market goes down, the only thing goes down is the top end, million plus houses. But we are investing in the median and below median price houses. So if we are investing in the median and low level, that level is not going to be affected. Unless you're in Jane and Finch, unless you're in the area which is prone to crime and prone to other type of problems, the market is not going to affect. So do not panic and say, oh, it's a seller's market, I want to sell it. Okay,
And
you want to sell with a viewpoint of that I want to buy with that money the next property, because that's, you see, there are markets which reach their plateau.
Yeah.
Which reach their maturity. So every market goes up, and then it reaches a maturity level because of the mixture of the residents in that community. So if the government builds a lot of low-income houses in that area, the rich people or the wealthy people are not going to move into that area. And people who are willing to invest for speculative reason are not going to invest in that reason because they are afraid of investing. So that's when the holes on the market starts coming and plateau starts forming. So if a plateau is happening, means your prices are not going to go up much high. You want to move out of that market and move into market where the increases are happening.
Like more opportunity to invest with less.
Yes. Any other questions?
I had a question. Prior to, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but prior to investing, should you set up a either an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, or other kinds of entity, or you can purchase as a sole,
you can always purchase, you can always purchase as a sole proprietor or under your company name, under your personal name. That's always the key. But I do not personally advise as a real estate investor buying too much in your personal name. I personally advise buying under corporation name. It can be LLC or under corporation. The reason for that is simple: is every investment, especially when it is a rental, there's a risk. The tenant may trip and fall. The insurance company may not pay as required, for example, or there might be other things, factors. You don't want to expose your personal assets to any outside thing. Okay. So we will be teaching you that in the coming weeks. Okay. So you're a little bit ahead in terms of your questions, but we'll be teaching you how to set up your structure, how to set up your corporation so that you can invest properly.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Any other questions? Ruby, anything else?
Not much actually. I'm waiting on those those forms to be filled out.
Okay. Piotr, I didn't hear anything from you. Ashley and Piotr, anything from you guys? I need to hear and see you guys as well. Show me your faces, guys. Don't be camera shy. Don't be camera shy. Don't hide behind the camera. We're all one family, and our goal is to really help each other succeed here very simply. And you please do not shy. Yes, Piotr. Any questions? I didn't hear you. You just need to unmute yourself. Piotr, if you can unmute yourself. I know you were trying to say something. Oh, it's not working? Okay, no problem. Simran, any questions? Anything that you guys might have? Sukhwinder, any questions?
No, not at moment.
Guys, feel free to ask, okay? This is, I think we are knowledgeable enough to answer 99% of your questions, okay? So we have dabbled ourselves deep enough into the markets, and so please don't worry. Ask me any questions. And the idea is to learn from the group and group's questions also. So be open to asking questions, be open to, listening to others. Let's have an open mind. We are one family. We're going to work together as a team and help everybody succeed. So I want you to benefit from each other's questions also.
Question.
Sorry, okay, just one. Yeah.
Question is regarding, do you, at this point, do you think we should be advertising at any sort of media?
I will, you see, I do not advise advertising unnecessarily. You want to advertise with a specific goal of generating qualified leads. Okay, and those leads have to pass through the system that I'm giving you. Because let's say you advertise in any media, and if you do not pre-qualify those leads, what's going to happen is those people are going to come, they're not going to get the right image of you, they're not going to be convinced, and you're going to lose a potential profitable deal. So I want those people to be convinced beyond doubt before they contact you. They have to be sold. The difference between our system and what we are trying to teach you is, I want those buyers or those sellers to be convinced beyond doubt before I get on call with them that we are the right people for them. Okay, that's the difference in the system, is because we are pre-selling them on their needs, which a lot of systems do not do. A lot of people do mailing, a lot of people do, postcards and advertisements and real estate magazines and all that. The problem is you're competing with everybody, and alone few words or few just your picture and few your phone number and few words is not going to convince the seller, is not going to convince the person that you are the right person. The person with the highest visibility is going to win in that case. The person who is most known in that area is going to win. So the system that I'm training you is very simple, is that when the client contacts you from the ads, they should be convinced beyond doubt that you are the right person to help them. And if we can do that before they get in touch with you on the phone, your selling will become a lot easier. For you to get the deals will become a lot simple, lot easier. So that's why I do not advise just advertising for the sake of advertising. We advertise, we want to spend the money with a very specific purpose. I want to get solid leads, fully convinced leads, and that's all I want to spend my time on. Okay, any other questions? Ashley, Piotr, are you guys able to come up? I know the system didn't work. Is it working? Yeah, it seems working right now. I still can't hear. Yeah, I can see your mic is okay. Something is wrong. No problem. No issue with that. Let's improve that so next time we can talk. Mia, Minoj, any? No question more? Okay, so guys, last parting words. Yes, go ahead.
She already asked the question and then she just joined from a different device.
That's fine. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. So please always prepare your question. If you have any question when you're studying the material, immediately write it in the discussion board and email it to me. I'll try to reply it as soon as possible. One thing I want to re-emphasize is my goal is very simply is to help you succeed. I'm re-emphasizing it. I'm with you and I stand by what I say very simply because my goal is to have a lot of successful people. Okay, so anytime you have doubt, anytime you have questions, please immediately write down those questions because I don't want to have you have one block or one thing that's blocking you from succeeding. Okay, and try to study all the material provided to you as soon as possible so that you can stay in line with everybody so that you can progress as we go. And always please attend the live trainings. Very simply is when I record normal trainings, okay, I do not go into the very nitty-gritty details because it's just not possible. Otherwise, the recording will be 10 hours on one topic. I gave you a summarized overall view. When I do live trainings, I do try to elaborate on the things which I think are important for success in real estate. So I go into detail. So when you attend live trainings, the benefit of that is you are able to ask me questions right away. I'm able to answer them. I'm able to explain you what you need to. If you are not able to attend, yes, there's a live recording of it. And if you have any questions, you can always send me back. But I prefer seeing your face and I want to see that you're still in the game. And my goal is, you know, God has sent you my way and let's take the game to next level. Okay.
If we for some reason, if we are not able to attend, where do we
yes,
find
then there's a live recording and in your study system, you are given access to that live recording.
And then from now to next Wednesday, we will be logging into that.
Yeah, you log into the system, you study, and if you have any questions on the right-hand side, there's a discussion board. All you do is write on that discussion board any questions that you have, and you want to ask those questions.
Perfect.
Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay, that's it. I think we went a little bit over time, and that's no problem. I'm always happy to spend extra time with you guys. And so that's basically it. If no questions, I'll let you go. So this was being recorded. It's being recorded and it will be posted as soon as I do a little bit of editing. And that's basically it. Okay, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.